This hands down has to be my favorite pattern with this puzzle. It turned out as well as I could have hoped. The last two steps are pretty easy, just changing these one set of rotations over. But it was these parts between here and here, building those correctly on edges and putting them together made it for a lot of fun. And so, neat puzzle. You can see how on each one, when I have it completed, that you can see that all 10 colors that aren't the yellow and the light tan, all 10 colors go in each direction. So it's pretty cool. And so kind of liked it. Have a good one. So I'm really proud of this solve. You can see from this side that all 12 colors are on each side. Here's one example. So there's the light blue and the dark blue, and then the other 10 colors are on these tips, and these are either these inside pieces here. All of them are there. And so I'll just kind of turn the cube so you can see that they're all there. And if you have a really quick eye, there's no way I would have seen it. But if you have a really quick eye, there's some other patterns that are in here. For example, let's see, we'll go to the top here. Notice that the pink is on the bottom of every one of these when the pink is there. So blue is now in this spot, and notice the dark blue is in this same spot on each of these. Flip it so that you can see that the tan is there. So tan is in these spots here, and you'll notice that tan is here. So every piece has a very specific place that it needs to be in order to make this happen. I did really enjoy making this when I realized how it was going to turn out. So it's a neat one. If you make patterns with these, I recommend checking this one out. Have a great day. So this one's kind of interesting, but it didn't turn out the way in my mind it was supposed to. So it looks like a bunch of Star Trek things there, but it looks very similar on the top than the one I just did. Same thing here. But then what was happening is I tried to connect them through here. And so I thought it was going to go up and around. I didn't realize that was just, if you follow this, it just kind of goes up and back. But these go all the way through if you kind of check that out. But I was trying to get to see if I could get this pattern to do something kind of cool, but it just goes back and forth. Not a bad solve, just definitely not one of my favorites. So this pattern has these pieces that kind of connect this color scheme here, going all the way around there. And the same things on the other side, where it follows that all the way around. And so then you can see what it looks like here. And again, those are pretty cool from the top like that. So it's kind of a fun solve. Have a great day. So this one's a little bit different than one of the other ones I did before, but it's along the same theme. Ultimately, it's just tracing a line all the way through different parts. So this one goes on this through these 6, and then this line goes on those. And I'm going to make 2 other versions of it right after this one. So this is pretty much the same as the last pattern, except for instead of going the same color all the way up, I grouped the colors together just a little bit. Still a solid color on the top and on the bottom. And then it goes this way. Not very different than the last. So I'm not sure if this one will be in the outtakes or if it will be in the main part, but you can see that you can track here and follow the pattern. And this one's pretty cool because it goes on all of them and it's not always the same shape each time. So kind of neat the way that does that. And if you're ever trying to reproduce something like this yourself, if you were to take out the pieces that are changed and rotate them, they would rotate right back into the right slots. And so you'll notice that this share of colors have to be the same amount missing. So the pink and the blue and the pink and the blue have the same shape or amount of pieces traded. Same with this red and blue, or red and orange, and this red and orange. So kind of a neat pattern. So on this side, I have a pattern similar to one I'd made before. And then I brought in the regular Megaminx, and you can see that I have a yellow center here, and then the gray here, and then the red on the outside. So you can see that I have the pattern. So I made little twins. Oh, kind of want to rotate them the same. Get those to go in the same direction. So it's pretty cool. So I just got done solving this one differently. Notice that this pattern and this pattern are still good. This pattern and this pattern are still the same, and this pattern and this pattern. So I didn't change the insides, the centers, I only changed the outsides. And so what I did was I took this part and put it here, and take this one and put it that way. So I just revamped all the outside, kind of considered a giant cage, I guess, and flipped it upside down. So now this shares the 6 colors, this shares the 6 colors, and then these share 6 colors. So I'm pretty sure this is the last video I have for the Gigaminx. Have a good one. So this is a pretty cool pattern. You notice that you got these tracing these lines here. You kind of go through here, come back, and then there's a set on the other side that go to the other colors. So kind of a cool pattern. I recommend it if you enjoy doing these. So this solve has arrows that point up on the bottom, arrows that point down near the top, solid color on the top, solid color on the bottom. Again, arrows pointing up and arrows pointing down. Kind of cool. So this is a version of the one I just made from the arrows. And originally, I was thinking that I was just trying to make this look cute because the pattern before actually had this in it. And so I wanted to have a line and then that stopped. And so I don't know if that was cuter or not, but it wasn't very impressive just to turn this to twists to have it look like that. So anyway, but I have some ideas of some other neat patterns that should follow. So this is kind of a waffle pattern. It was pretty simple. So it's a waffle pattern. Kind of cool. So this is kind of a fun pattern as the lines move along these 10 middle sides. The top is blank, bottom is blank, not about blank, but all the same color, and then it connects. So kind of cool.